Well, hello, friends. It's Mrs. Short here to read you another story that I hope you enjoy. It is just like a book that I read a few weeks ago, but it's a little different. Same author, but just a little different. And today, where Mrs. Short lives, it's very rainy. Rain, rain, rain. I had to go out early this morning for an appointment. And when I came back, my hair was all frizzed up. And that's what happened. So that's why I just put it back. I know you're not used to seeing me this way. So I decided to get a comfy bear. Isn't this cute? And I can't really hold it while I'm reading. So I'm going to put it in my pocket. So it's right there as I read the story. Let's see, should I read this one? Oh, maybe I'll read that another day. That's a good one. I'll read this one. I try to be so sneaky. Anyway, this is written by an author named Don Freeman. And a few weeks ago, I've got some wonderful neighbor kids, and their names are AJ and Reagan. And Reagan had hurt her leg. Now it's getting much better. And her brother told me that she loved the story Corduroy. So I read it, and I hope she liked it. And now I decided to get a pocket for Corduroy, just like I have a pocket for my bear. My bear doesn't have a name because it's really not my bear. I bet you know whose bear it is, but I'd rather not say the name. A Pocket for Corduroy by Don Freeman. So I'm dedicating this to AJ and Reagan, and Don Freeman is dedicating this to Takako Nishinoya, who knows how a bear feels about pockets. Going to do the best I can because the words are very small. If it's okay with you, I think I'll read the words and then I'll show you the pictures, okay? Late one summer, Lisa and her mom took their laundry to the laundromat. As always on such trips, Lisa carried along her toy bear Corduroy. The laundromat was a very busy place at this hour. Now, Corduroy, you sit right here and you wait for me, Lisa said. I'm going to help with our wash. Corduroy waited patiently. Then he suddenly perked up his ears. Lisa's mother was saying, "Be sure to take everything out of your pockets, Lisa dear. You don't want your precious things to get all wet and soapy." Have you ever done that? Mrs. Short has. Pockets, said Corduroy to himself. I don't have a pocket. He slid off the chair. I must go find one. And something to make a pocket out of. So he began to look around. First he came to a pile of fancy towels and washcloths, but nothing was the right size or color. Then he saw a huge stack of colorful clothes in a laundry bag. There ought to be something in there to make a pocket out of, he said. Without hesitating, he climbed inside the bag, which was filled with pieces of wet laundry. The dampness didn't bother Corduroy in the least. This must be a cave, he said, sighing happily. I've always wanted to live in a dark, cool cave. When the time came for Lisa to fetch her bear, he was gone. Oh, Mommy, she said, Corduroy isn't here where I left him. Oh, I'm sorry, said her mother, but the laundromat will be closing soon and we must be getting home. How do you think Lisa's feeling about that? She doesn't want to leave Corduroy there. At least I don't think she does. I wouldn't want to. Lisa was reluctant to leave without Corduroy. Reluctant means she wasn't sure she really wanted to leave without Corduroy. But her mother insisted. You can come back tomorrow, she said. I'm sure he'll still be here. Well, as they left, a young man wearing an artist's beret, which is a hat, which you'll see soon, was taking his wet laundry out of a bag, the very bag Corduroy had discovered. Before he knew it, Corduroy was being tossed together with all the sheets, shirts, shorts, and slacks, which is another word for pants. So there's the artist with the beret. Do you see Corduroy? I don't think the artist saw him, but there he goes in the washer. My bear needs to stay put. There we go. But just as the artist was shutting the glass door, Corduroy tumbled out onto the floor. How in thunder did you get that bear mixed up with all my things, he wondered. Poor Corduroy, he was wet all over. The least I can do for him is give his overalls a good drying, said the man thoughtfully. He unbuttoned Corduroy's shoulder straps and put his overalls in the dryer. Well, that was a very nice thing to do, don't you think? Well, Corduroy grew dizzy as he watched the clothes spinning around. But the artist became inspired. This would make a wonderful painting, he said as he took a sketch pad out of his pocket and he began drawing the swirling colors. I can hardly wait to get back to my studio. Finally, the dryer stopped whirling and the man gathered up the clothes. Then he helped Corduroy put on his warm, dry overalls. All at once, the manager of the laundromat called, Closing time! Everybody out! Wonder what's going to happen next. Corduroy was gently placed on top of a washing machine. I wonder who that bear belongs to, said the artist as he was leaving. Seems to me he should have his name someplace. He's too fine a fellow to be lost. As soon as the lights turned off, Corduroy began to search again. He was surprised to see something white glowing in the dark. Maybe it's snow, he said excitedly. I've always wanted to play In the snow? Boys and girls, you know that's not snow, right? That's laundry detergent. But it certainly looked like snow to him. He accidentally tipped over the open lidded box, and suddenly he was covered with soft, slippery soap flakes. Gradually, Corduroy began to slip and slide. "Oh, what fun!" he said with a smile. "I've always wanted to ski down a steep mountainside." He landed paws first in an empty laundry basket. "This must be a cage," he said, peeking through the bars. "I've never wanted to live in a cage like a bear in the zoo." But by now he felt drowsy, and soon he nodded off to sleep. He's had quite the day, hasn't he? Sure has. Next morning, when the manager came to open the door of the laundromat, there was Lisa waiting. "I left something here yesterday," she explained. "May I look around?" "Certainly," said the manager. "My customers are always leaving things." Lisa was searching under the chairs and in the back of the washing machines when she heard the manager call her. "Is this what you're looking for, Senorita?" "Yes, yes, he's my best friend," shouted Lisa as she came running. She reached in and picked Corduroy out of the basket. "So this is where you've been, you little rascal," she said. "It's time I took you home." Lisa thanked the manager and ran out the door and down the street, holding Corduroy tightly in her arms. "I thought I told you to wait for me," she said. "Why did you wander away?" "I went looking for a pocket," Corduroy said. "Oh, Corduroy, why didn't you tell me you wanted a pocket?" asked Lisa, giving him an affectionate squeeze, meaning a very loving, loving hug. That very morning, Lisa sewed a pocket on Corduroy's overalls. "And here's a card I've made with your name on it for you to keep tucked inside." "I've always wanted a purple pocket with my name tucked inside," said Corduroy as he and Lisa nuzzled noses. So Corduroy finally had a pocket, and my bear has a pocket. Well, not my bear, but someone very special to me, bear, when he was little. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, friends, I will see you next time.